we'll have more gyms in the world. But I do want to just make one clarification. Jim wasn't a single person assigned to this community. We have several teams of folks, of which Jim was a member of one of those teams, assigned to this community, and that commitment remains, despite the fact that this particularly talented worker isn't there anymore. But that commitment remains. We've got a dedicated team from our Street to Home program that works in this community routinely. I think they're here every night. I've got my own staff, direct DHS staff, that is extremely committed and spends a huge amount of time in this community on this problem. So you do have us as a partner. I would love to connect with you after the meeting to make certain that you know who on my team to work with, so that you're talking to the right people to get some of these problems addressed.
We have several ministers in this neighborhood,
Right.
but we don't have everybody doing their job hard. I think it's a similar situation. Jim actually did his job.
Pastor?
We need more people who are actually doing our work.
Okay, the lady on the left, in the left, please. Yes, go ahead.
The homeless shelter, is this going to be where like people who are getting out of prison get dropped?
No, it is not. It is not a drop-off place for people who are leaving prison. There may be people who reside at the shelter who have had a history of being in prison, but this is not a place where people get dropped from prison. Absolutely not.
Are they going to have jobs? Are they going to be functioning in society, or are they just going to be hanging out?
Many people in the shelter system are employed. They go out to work from the shelter system, and the shelter gives them the opportunity to save money and then get an apartment of their own. There are some people who will not have jobs when they come in. It's our goal. My commissioner, myself, we're extremely committed. We think that work is one of the most important values that we can promote amongst the folks who come to the homeless shelter system. So either people are going to be working, or we're hoping to get them into the workforce.
Laura?
Between you and Mr. Zablocki and the rest of you that are pushing it, how many homeless shelters are in your neighborhoods?
I live within walking distance of about 800 shelter beds.
And good for you.
Okay. Laura, please.
Lisa just told me 600 where she lives.
Laura, go ahead.
We're not going to get it anytime soon. There's no, as you know, there's no budget in the budget. So I want to know, first of all, if you were aware of that location, and are you aware that you're placing people with no alternative a block away from a known chloroform exceedance? A known chloroform exceedance. That it's a chemical that I wouldn't want to live a block away from.
Well, we will do an environmental review as we would of any building, and if that is a problem, I'm sure it'll be made known to us.
And I have one more question. Has an RFP already been issued?
Yeah, we have been what's called an open-ended RFP, and so Help USA was responding to a request for proposals when they submitted this proposal to us. Yes.
Mr. Aaron Short, Brooklyn Paper.
I think we all are aware that there is a substantial homeless problem existing in Greenpoint already. I'm just wondering why you see it fit to add another 200 beds to bring in more homeless people. I mean, basically, you just got a free building, right? That's what this is, essentially.
Well, your facts are incorrect. This is not a free building. This is a building. If this project comes to fruition, there will be rent paid on the building, so it's not a free building. And I consider homeless shelters, safe havens, drop-in centers, and street outreach to be the solutions to homelessness, not the contributions to homelessness. So I don't agree with your premise of your question.
What about the loft law? I mean, considering that there are tenants that are already, long-time tenants already in this building, don't you think it's going to be a problem to get around the law that's passed by the government?
No, I'm going to let the attorneys figure that one out. I'm not an expert on that, but we are aware that that is an issue, and we will deal with it as we feel it's appropriate.
I'm just wondering how you're going to get around it and allow the developers to push it.
I'm not an expert in the loft law. We will not do anything inappropriate as we bring this project, if we bring this project to fruition.
Can you tell us why you
Jennifer. Jennifer, please. Yes, sir.
Yes, hi. The fact that this is not zoned residential, does that have any bearing on,
Yeah, homeless shelters can be placed in a variety of zoning categories, and this is one of the zoning categories that will accept a homeless purpose.
Okay, also, this sounds like it's a done deal. I mean, you basically gonna, put this through no matter what the community says.
Well, I don't know what I've said or suggested this evening that would suggest that to you. That is certainly not what I've communicated at any point in my comments. What I've said to you is that we've received a proposal, we're evaluating that proposal. We are here, in fact, to listen to the feedback from this community. So nothing, I hope, that I've said thus far would suggest that this is a done deal, as you say.
We're at the foot of the Pulaski Bridge. There's plenty of women at nights that walk over that bridge from the subway. You're going to have, that is going to be a permanent hangout right at the foot of the Pulaski Bridge. And you're going to have people raped, you're going to have people mugged, and it's going to be because of the housing shelter. And then you can be proud of yourself.
As I've said, we've run about 250 shelters throughout New York City. That has not been our experience. We insist that there's a substantial security plan. There will be security guards associated with any shelter that we create in any community. So that is not, I hope that
But
doesn't
that's
happen.
there, that's not a few blocks away or a block or two away. Nobody's securing that area.
Yeah, it's also worth pointing out, again, I'm just trying to get some of the facts on the table. People don't come and go in the way that you're suggesting from the homeless shelter. We, for example, have a curfew that people need to respect. In this particular shelter, the curfew would be 10 p.m. People will not be out on the streets in this community after that. They need to be in the shelter prior to 10 p.m. So that just hasn't been our experience so far.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Sir.